Well, hello there, I'm Cal, and in today's video, I'll be showing you all of the changes and additions I've made to my Arms and Armor resource pack for the Java edition of Minecraft. Don't worry, Bedrock fans, I'll be bringing as many of these new features to the Bedrock version of my pack as possible. I'm still working on porting those features over, and I'll have a video for you guys next week. If this happens to be the first time you've come across my resource pack, I would encourage you to check out the version 1.1 update video after this one, as I go over all the basics in that one, including how to get the standard armor variants. Alright guys, I'm starting off with one of the most requested features, and that is the horse armors. So I have added a texture for each of the horse armors to my pack. There are no variants, it's just the leather, iron, gold, and diamond. In the future, I may add additional variants, but this was actually quite a bit of work just to get these ones in here. There aren't a lot of good templates for horse armor, but I'm pretty happy with how these turned out. I've got some little saddlebags on them. Obviously, I got the color palette to match the rest of the armor, and I also upscaled these a little bit. So I think they're looking pretty good, and they should match nicely with the rest of the armor in my pack. All right, next up, I've got quite a few changes to the armor variants themselves, as well as the first set of tool variants. So here is the leather armor, and for anyone who's familiar with my pack, you'll immediately recognize that I have a new medium helm and a new heavy helm. So one of the most requested features was a heavier or full helm rather than what I had done previously. So I originally had sort of a collar for the heavy, and then I had a headband or crown for the medium. And I've actually moved the crown variant to its own, so you can still get the light, medium, and heavy armors. But if you happen to like the crowns, they are still available. You'll just need to rename your headpiece to like leather crown or iron crown or whatever. But for the leather variant, I wanted to do something similar to the chain variant, where I've got sort of the iron jaw going on, sort of like the Black Orcs of Warhammer. And for the leather variant, it's sort of the leather jaw with some teeth coming up. And then, of course, this is the new full helm that I've done for most of the armor variants. Definitely looks better than what I had before. And like I said, I've moved most of the heavy variant helms down to the medium slot, and then the crowns are now available as their own variant. So let's go over the tool variants real quick, which was by far the most requested feature beyond horse armor. So I've got one for each of them, and then for swords, I've got two variants actually. So we've got daggers here, katanas. I've done pitchforks, which is a variant of the shovel. I've done hammers as a variant of the pickaxe. Battle axes as a variant of axes, and sickles as a variant of hoes. So these tools function exactly the same as the standard version. It's just a different texture. And the way you get these is by taking a shovel and taking it over to an anvil and renaming it wooden pitchfork, just like that. And there is a variant of each of these for each of the different materials. So here are your three leather variants and all of the wooden tools. I have not made any significant changes to the chain armor, but the stone tools, of course, have the new variants as well. Over here at iron, I have moved what was previously the heavy iron helm to the medium slot, and then created the full helm for the heavy version. And of course, there are the new iron variants. Looking fancy. All right, before we move on to gold, diamond, and netherite, I have completely redone the turtle helmet. So in the last version of my pack, I just had the one standard version, and I had this idea to turn it into a set of goggles and snorkel. And I really love how this turned out. Super proud of it. I think it looks great. For the light variant, I went ahead and just did some turtle spectacles. And then a friend of mine suggested that I do an old school diver's scuba helm for the heavy. And it might be my favorite texture that I've ever created. I love this thing. I think it looks great. And I might actually create a turtle helmet for the first time ever in Minecraft. And these are named a little bit differently. So if you're trying to get these variants, it's the turtle shell, and it's the light turtle shell, and it's the heavy turtle shell. I didn't have time to do any more textures for items, so that's all the same as the last update. But moving on to gold here. For gold, I actually didn't do a full helm for the heavy variant. I really want to lean into this bright wizard aesthetic, again from Warhammer Fantasy. So I kept the heavy helmet as is, and I created a slightly shorter version for the medium. But again, we've got the gold tool variants up here, same as before. Again, just rename those at an anvil, like you do with the armor. So let's move on to diamond here. Now for diamond, I actually made one additional change. So beyond just moving the heavy helm to the medium, I actually switched it from the iron sort of look to the netherite look. Since you upgrade diamond into netherite, I thought it made more sense to put the candles on the back like I had on the netherite version. So there you go. And then of course a new helmet version for the heavy. And here you can see I still have the crowns in my pack. So again, it's just diamond crown. So just rename it like you do the other armor variants, and then you can get the crown. And of course, here are the diamond tool variants. All right, moving on here to netherite. So one last time, moved the heavy helm to medium, created a new full helm, also created a version of all of the netherite tools as well. And there you go. There's the full selection of netherite stuff. Now I've actually got one last thing in this update, and for anyone with a keen eye, you may have already spotted it. But that is not the standard skybox that comes along with Minecraft, and I do not have shaders turned on right now. I have gone ahead and created a custom skybox, so if you are using Optifine, you can turn on custom skies and you'll get this cool cloud texture during the day. And if we go ahead and flip over to night, you'll see I've created a custom star field as well. I've got a custom moon, I've got a custom sun, I've got a planet there floating in the background. And this was actually a whole new thing for me, but I really love how it turned out. Let's go ahead and flip to midnight, full effect here. So this was a ton of work, but I really love how it turned out. It's something I've wanted to do for a really long time. Just set my Minecraft world on a different planet. My moon's got a little bit of a green tint to it. It has the full cycle as well. This planet floats through the sky at night, and then of course we've got this cool star field, North Star. There's some shooting stars in the pack as well. But I think it really sort of completes the look. And this will be available in the extended edition only. So if you're not a fan of custom skies, obviously you can turn them off. They do require Optifine to run, and you will need to download the extended version of my pack to access this custom sky. I won't include it in the standard arms and armor pack. Alright guys, for those of you using Optifine, I wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to get the custom sky and the armor variants. So once again, the only way to access these variant textures or see the custom sky going in the background is with Optifine. And you will need to go into the options here and the video settings. And both of these settings are under quality. So custom sky needs to be turned to on. Again, if you don't like the custom sky, just turn it to off and it's gone. And then for the variant item textures, you will need to have custom items turned on right here as well. All right, so assuming you've got both of those turned on, you should be able to access the variant textures. And for the new dagger and katana, you're going to take an iron sword and just rename it. So there you go, iron katana or iron dagger. And I've mentioned this before, but you will need to use this exact name to get this texture. If you change the name to anything else, it will not work. Now, for the pitchfork, we are going to use the iron shovel and rename it to pitchfork. Hammer, it's the pickaxe. The battle axe is, of course, the axe. And the sickle is the hoe. All right, now for the armor, it's slightly different because these are light and heavy variants. So you're just going to leave whatever the default name is, go to the front, and then just add light to get the light variant, or heavy to get the heavy variant. And that is how you access the custom sky textures and the custom item textures using the Optifine mod in Java. Now, if for some reason you'd like to see me making the textures that I use in this video, stick around to the end of the video. I recorded the process of creating the horse armor, and I've got a time-lapse at the end that shows me working in Photoshop, putting those textures together. So if that's something of interest to you, stick around. If not, you can skip it. All right, moving on. All right, everybody, that is going to do it for the 1.2 update of my Arms and Armor resource pack for the Java edition of Minecraft. I want to thank you all for all the suggestions and feedback that you guys have dropped on my YouTube channel. There were a few suggestions that I wasn't able to get in this update, and I do hope to continue working on this in the future. So maybe eventually I'll be able to get to some of them. Like I mentioned earlier, I am in the process of porting as many of these new textures and features to the Bedrock edition as possible. But of course, Bedrock does not support mods. It doesn't have Optifine, so I can't do the custom skies and I can't do the variants there. But that being said, everything I can put in Bedrock, I will, and I should have that out in the next week or so. So look forward to another video from me then, going over all of the changes, additions, and adjustments for the Bedrock version. I do hope you guys will check out this latest version of the pack, and please continue to let me know what you think in the comments down below. Once again, I'm Cal. Thanks for checking out my resource pack. Thanks for checking out my channel. I'll be back again real soon with some more Minecraft content, and I hope I'll see you then. Bye for now, guys.